All right, folks. We got some Red Dawn, man. Everybody want to talk about some Red Dawn? We talked a little bit about it on Friday about being prepared. We're going to have some questions. I'm going to kick it off with a little bit of back and forth with my guy, Striker Matic. I don't know what it's called. I got a video for us to watch. We're going to talk about some scenarios, and then we're going to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. It's Sunday, so we kick it off with a little conversation on live. I know a lot of you guys want to see the bug out bag, all that stuff. I got to pull it together. It's sitting in the closet right now. But other than that, man, you know what I'm going to tell you. Drop your questions on YouTube, and you drop your questions in here. If you got questions in here you want to ask, that's fine too. We'll get it going. That's about it, man. We got a bunch of stuff going on. Everybody's shooting missiles. America is already running out of bullets. Okay. So it's going to get interesting. We'll talk about the China's purpose, or kind of their mode if we had to go to war with China. We'll talk about a bunch of good stuff, man. We're going to talk about a little bit of Red Dawn. I think it was the Cubans and the Chinese that showed up, or the Russians and the Chinese and the Cubans just showed up in America. It's good. All right, let's start it with this clip. I don't see what I need on here. Let's try this. Oh, let me see. That ain't it. Man, I don't think I'm sharing my screen. We're going to have some technical difficulties here. Stop sharing the screen. Okay. All right. Let's change. Oh, my God. All right. Let's see. Share your screen.
But how about EMP strikes? So the last successful EMP was yielded during a atomic blast in the Pacific. It knocked out a couple streetlights in Hawaii, several hundred miles away. A couple streetlights. So is an EMP a possibility? Yes. Is it going to absolutely decimate and destroy the electronic infrastructure of the United States? Not likely. Based off of this science, not likely at all. Due to not only the precision at which something would have to happen, as well as the power yielded in order to make something that powerful, an EMP that powerful enough to do that, as well as a lot of the safeguards that not only the military and the government, but also the telecommunications organizations and businesses have put into, based off of CMEs over the years, right?
Okay, so my guy is talking about EMP pulse. Let me just say this. 30 miles is space. So you're telling me that China, Russia, one of those people, is not capable of dropping an EMP/nuclear bomb, because that's what's creating the EMP, a nuclear bomb, at 30 miles up in space. Yeah, that's pretty believable. So I talked about 1 second after on Friday, talked about how it breaks down what happens if the power goes away in America. But I'm going to give you a lot more likely scenario. I think that's a very likely scenario. Not likely, but I think that's a very viable solution, right? Now, it's going to crush China's economy, right? We're one of the largest producers of China's stuff. So you got to think about it from a global standpoint. But Russia maybe, right? Russia gets pissed off. Your boy Putin just says, screw it. We're going to start it all off. We go and defend Taiwan against China when they make a play. You don't know, okay? I don't know how it's going to devolve into complete anarchy, but I know this. I'd be much more worried about a cyber attack like the Northeast power grid outage in 2004 than I really would be a EMP pulse up in the atmosphere, okay? Now, what's that mean for us on the ground? Same stuff we talked about on Friday. You better be prepared. You better have a plan. And you better understand how to execute that plan. I saw a lot of guys in the comments talking about, well, we're going to ride motorcycles. And listen, the louder you are, I would say if you rode a motorcycle a mile through the woods in a situation like this, I might give you 2 miles. Someone's going to shoot you. Okay? Someone's going to shoot you. They just going to shoot you. Okay? So the louder you are, the more, I guess, eyes you're going to draw. Understand this, there's going to be a massive shortage of resources. Okay? Massive shortage. So EMP pulse, cyber, all that stuff's in the short list on my docket. It's just crazy. Okay? We rocking a little Tiger Woods Sunday. That's right. I finally figured out what y'all was saying. You like the third person to say Tiger Woods Sunday. That's my bad. You know, I'm a little slow with figuring stuff out. All right. So, what does it look like? Go read last 1 second after. You know what? Let me pull up the 1 second after. Let's do that. Let's just do that real quick. And then I'm going to read you what's going to happen. Okay? I'm going to read it to you. Wiki 1 second after. Okay, we're gonna go through this just so everybody understand. All right, let me get this out. We'll read this. We'll have a good run at it. Then we'll have a conversation about it. Okay. 1 second after is a 2009 science fiction novel by American writer Forrest Chen. Deals with an unexpected electromagnetic pulse that puts out power in America. All right. All right, the plot. We ain't worried about the plot. We're just worried about what happens, okay? So at 4:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, a nuclear bomb, EMP pulse, is detonated in the atmosphere. It shuts off all the power in America. Everything is fried, all right? Effectively, in 1 second, it's returned to the 1800s. Some things is working, but none of the electrical stuff is working, all right? His daughter has type 1 diabetes. You ain't keeping no insulin. You're dying, okay? So let's get down here to where the stuff starts happening. So without modern sanitation and supplies, disease surges. Minor wounds become serious infections. The community soon exhausts its supply of antibiotics. Social order in the Black Mountains, so this happens over there in North Carolina. It's too late in the year to plant crops. Suddenly, skills needed several generations ago have been gone. All right? Now, there's a couple battalions. He musters a bunch of people at the college. They're able to set up some kind of system where they just don't get killed. But 2/3 of the students die when this group shows up at the university and just starts murdering people. All right? Now, after a while, the extreme shortage of food requires rationing. All right? And then his daughter dies because she don't have no insulin. Okay? 1 year later, the military arrives to rebuild the town. It's learned that an EMP pulse generated by 3 nuclear missiles launched offshore container ships caused the problem. All right. They also detonated one over East Europe and Russia. Okay, let you get some of that. South Korea and Japan. So they hitting it all. Okay, they hitting it all. All right. An alliance between North Korea and Iran. Imagine that, right? I can't make this stuff up. You know, I'm not here planning this stuff. So an attack by North Korea and Iran shut the power off and brought everybody else back to ground zero. Air Force One crashed, president died. 1 year after the EMP attack, the United States is described as having 30 million survivors, down 90% in 1 calendar year. All right. People's Republic of China was like, oh yeah, they showed up. They're occupying the West Coast with 500,000 people. And Mexico occupies its former territory of Southwest America and Texas. I'm going to tell you this. I don't know. I don't think Mexico is going to take over Texas. Texas is going to be its own state. I'm not too worried about that one. Okay. Let me see if it has the breakdown. All right, doesn't have the breakdown. So the book basically says just go down the list. Everybody on life support is dead first hour. Everybody that needs critical care medicine dead first 24 hours. For seven days, everybody on the coast, probably half the population ceases to exist. And so it just basically whittles you down until you got survivors. And you got enough resources for those survivors. So that's the other part of it. There's a massive lack of resources, and that's what's causing a lot of death. People are going to starve to death in the winter. Okay? If you can't go to the grocery store and buy no food, you're going to starve to death. That's just what's going to happen. I take it, you know my favorite thing, all the pets are gone. People done ate them. Okay? You're going to eat Fluffy or you're going to die. You're going to eat Fluffy. Okay? Cats and dogs, you know what I'm saying? Chinese cuisine. So I think it's telling that South Korea and Iran are the two countries that started the party, and we over there beating up Iran right now. Now, let that lead into another thing. China wasn't affected. So you got Iran, China shooting all these missiles. We over there shooting all these missiles right now. Just read an article yesterday saying we running out of missiles. Let that sink in. What happens when all of our DDGs run out of their missiles? I believe I saw the number was we got 5,000 missiles. And they shooting 1,000 missiles a day over there in Iran right now. Math don't look good. Okay? If we listen to Sun Tzu, right, we attack where the enemy is weak. Attack where the enemy is weak. Does that mean the homeland is getting weaker? I don't know. I know this. I'm not sure how, but I saw a video yesterday. The 101st headed to Iran. Okay? If y'all don't know, 101st is the Screaming Eagles Airborne Division. Pretty much 101st and the 82nd are our first airborne troops to land on the ground, along with the United States Marine Corps that normally swims ashore. So, all right, let's get into some questions. Let me scroll up here on YouTube. I know a bunch of questions came in. We're going to talk about this. Yep. Sooner or later, two kids gonna fight on the block. Jake, is there a possibility of a U.S. draft if things get hairy on the ground in Iran? I'm gonna tell you, we just fought a 20-year war and there wasn't a draft. I think we might have a draft if the West Coast gets invaded. If China shows up, power gets knocked out, we may have a draft. But I got 3 kids that'll be in draft age in 4 years. So your boy gonna have to come out of retirement because I really don't want them to go to war. But I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna have to prepare them to go to war. It's just how it is. That's life. Okay. So I don't think we're gonna have a draft. I really don't. I don't think so. Yeah, the gas prices are going up through the roof, right? Just saw the gas prices went up. No spoilers, please, okay? Y'all reading the book, the book is fire, man. It's like the preparation manual. Every page you learn something new about what you need to be prepared for. I agree. Someone said it's a perfect time to invade Taiwan. Now, I just saw a battle plan where they say China's also going to go take the Philippines. And I think that's, China's also going to take the Philippines. Yeah, I think China goes to the Philippines, I think we're going to have a world war. If they stop at Taiwan, we may just let them have Taiwan. But, yeah. Now, someone just dropped the mega bomb in here, okay? Trump said the other day, Cuba is next. Okay, Cuba, 90 miles off the coast of Miami, Cuba. Man, Trump, I'm going to have to ask you, what is going on that now all of a sudden Cuba is a problem? But hey, somebody got to get got in March. It's already March 8th, and we ain't got a drug cartel leader, we ain't got a president, and we ain't bombed a whole new country. So, I mean, if Cuba's next, I don't know, man. Somebody got to get hit, right? I know this Kim Jong-un over in North Korea ain't been running his mouth, okay? Because he don't want to get snatched up like your boy Moderno. So, we'll see what's happening, all right? The math ain't mathing. Go be an officer if you got a college degree. I'm still going to stand on that until this war kicks off. Yesterday, I saw 3 buses full of 101st guys at the gas station. Wondered if they were leaving from Luke Air Force Base. Movement is happening. People are going to war. Okay? Someone said I was a warmonger the other day. I'm not a warmonger. I mean, shoot. I'm going to tell you this, though. If you in Special Forces, the SEAL teams, yeah, you trying to go get it in. Okay? You trying to go get it in. That's just the facts. But for the country, I don't think war is good for the country. It's tough on moms, dads, and families, man. It's tough. Okay? I appreciate it. Let the shop 2205. I appreciate it, my dude. Yeah, I got a video on sharks. Okay, so we're going to change the topic a little bit, but someone asked me about sharks and the SEAL teams. I got a whole video about sharks and the SEAL teams. Every night dive, you get hit with a shark. Every night dive. Everyone. Okay? Everyone. Ooh, forgot my public service announcement. Sunday public service announcement. If you live in the city of San Antonio, you want an awesome job, you want to work with me one-on-one to build an app, please give me a phone call, reach out. I am hiring, paying $19 an hour. You get to work right here at this computer, and you're going to help me put these apps together that I got for the Navy SEAL PDF, the Army PDF, General Army, General Navy, General Air Force. Bro, this is Texas, man. $19 an hour is $750 a week. No taxes, nothing. Straight 1099. Hey, man, you can make that in McDonald's, but you ain't going to be working with me, bud. Right? You're not going to be honing your craft on studio. I'm looking for a young person. I think 18, 19, 20-year-old. Okay? Listen, this ain't a job to feed your family. This is a job for a young person to come over here and learn an epic shit ton about being great and taking the shit to the next level. I just need somebody to get it all done. You know what I'm saying? So I know y'all want $400, but shit, I gotta pay the bill. So, and this ain't $400 worth of work. Okay. Let's see. Iran war will be over in a month. I don't see that. With us sending troops, I don't see that. The book is called 1 Second After. Oh, hang on. Someone gave me a super chat. Is Ali Envelope Lopez? I butchered that. Okay. What if you enlist to learn a technical skill even if you have a college degree? All right, my niece or my cousin, however you want to put it, from my white side, is graduating on Thursday with a biomedical device repair job. It's a year job. She got a year's worth of training to fix biomedical devices. Okay, it's solid. Her job, she can go get a job at General Electric for about $140,000. I'm not mad at that. She's in the middle of getting her biochemical engineering degree in undergrad, and they're going to give her a year's worth of credits. She's going to go back. She got one more year. She's going to get a degree. So I'm not mad at it. You just better be smart, because when you smart and you got a college degree and you got some 19-year-old kid that's not smart yelling at you all day and he's in charge, it's going to cause you to have a little bit of recourse about your decision. Trust me. My young lady that's down here, Fort Sam, called me pissed off every day. All right? Pissed off most of the days. Okay? All right, let's go. Let's go. I want to be a warrant officer, not a officer. Okay, go fly helicopters. You guys got to understand, man, warrant officers are salty dogs. Okay? Most of the time, they got 10 plus years in the military. They're salty dogs. So, salty. No way we taking Iran. We gonna find out. I would rather have an electrical engineering degree or a mech degree than a biochemical engineering degree. Me personally. I think a little bit more versatile. All right, folks, let's get them hands up in Discord. We're going to bang on some questions. We talked for about 22 minutes on just kind of the current state of things. We got a lot of stuff going on. Oh, yeah, Iran is launching a lot more missiles right now. So, launching a lot more missiles. We'll see. So, hey, guys, for all y'all that don't know, man, in the Navy, when you fly the flag upside down, it just means your ship is in distress. That's all it means. So, it just means your ship is in distress. It ain't no big deal. It ain't disrespectful. It just means your ship is in distress. So, not even a big deal. I'm interested. What's up? What's your question?
Just want to know your thoughts on firing Christy Nome. That's it.
So did you read the article that she has siphoned? I don't know. Like, I probably got the numbers wrong. I want to say it was $170 million to her family.
Oh, no, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So she siphoned a bunch of money, contracts to, like, somebody in her family had a business or something, or they made a business, and she siphoned $170,000 to them.
Gotcha. Okay. I heard about an affair with Corey Lewandowski, but I didn't know if that was true.
Oh, she could have had an affair. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Like, I mean, come on now. People out there getting it. So, but she got fired over the money. Trump don't care about no affairs. He care about the money. You start siphoning money, doing some shady stuff, he gonna fire you. You know, this is how it is.
Gotcha.
So
appreciate it, man. That was it.
All good. The long range op tempo, 10 years to get it straight. I don't know what he's talking about. What? Oh, somebody wants to bring back Dude, You're Screwed. Man, hey, listen, I'm going to tell y'all, if you're going to write in the comments, you got to write in English. Because if you writing some pseudonyms, it ain't never going to happen. So here's what I'm going to say. Someone asked, are we going to lose the war? I'm going to ask the question. Did we lose the war in Afghanistan? Someone answer that question. Did we lose? Y'all tell me. Did we lose the war in Afghanistan? Huh? I got my answer. I'm going to let y'all answer a little bit. Drop it in the comments. Did we lose the war in Afghanistan? Carl? I know the answer. Let's see what we got. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Yes. Absolutely. So listen, we absolutely lost the war in Afghanistan. Okay. We didn't lose any battles in Afghanistan, but we lost the war. Why did we lose the war? We spent 20 years over there and nothing has changed. Okay. I would have been much rather happier if we went over there for 6 months, laid as much hate and discontent as we could, and then left. Just got up and left. Okay. We spent 20 years over there losing American soldiers for what? Right? Like, that country has the absolute title, all-time Guinness World Book of Records. This is where empires come to die. Everybody's lost there. The Persians, the Russians, the Americans, everybody. Everybody has lost there. Okay. Yeah, killing Osama bin Laden, right? He might have been a CIA asset. Like, killing him was a win, but we killed him in Pakistan. We wasn't even in Afghanistan. Okay? He was in Afghanistan when we got over there. But we had a chance to kill him early on. We didn't do it because President Bush wanted to stay at war. I think we could have killed him in day 7. If I remember right. Day 7, we had him in the sights and we let him go. Okay? Actually, there's some word that he got on a helicopter and we flew him somewhere. So, If you got questions on Discord, make sure you raise your hand and ask. Okay. Former college offensive lineman, Lake Forest, now just a student at ASU. I want to be an Army infantry officer. Easy day, bruh. John Von Kluger. Guys, if you guys don't know, man, we over here on Discord, we got so many guys just replicating the success that we've already had. We got a whole OCS process and resource board over here for you, John. Just come over here to Discord. It's right over here. Oh, man, my mouse is over here now. I don't know what happened. All right, anyway. But we got this section over here. Same thing with the service academies. I talked to a young man that didn't get into the service academies. He's going to go the National Guard route, so we're going to have a back plan for that. We'll have that plan solidified in probably the next 18 months because he got to go pull it off. Then we'll learn how to do that. I talked to my Army bubbas that told me about it, and we'll get it figured up. To her family.
Hey, what's going on, Jake?
What's happening?
This is Desmond from Air Force ROTC.
Yeah.
You spoke to me and commissioned in December. I was just wondering if you have any word on a new PDF coming out for pilot training. They changed the pipeline. I was wondering if any of your guys knew about that and if they're changing it.
So here's what I'm going to tell you, man. Like, if you go into the Navy pipeline, all aviation is exactly the same in the military. It's just done in a little bit different order. So in the Navy, if you got the, let me ask you this. Do you have the ASTB study guide document that has all of them in there?
No.
Okay, send me an email at jake.zwig@gmail. Ask for the ASTB study guide. There is a gouge file in there for the Navy, and it basically goes through every flight. Now, they also changed the Navy. I had one of my dudes call me the other day and say they changed the Navy curriculum, but all the military curriculums are the exact same.
Okay. I guess
when do you start flying?
January.
Okay, wait, next January?
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this. Have you already banged out ground school?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I would tell you to bang out ground school online, right? I would tell you get familiarize yourself with instruments. The more you can learn now, the easier it'll be to learn it when you get there in January. Have you flown much?
Like 45 hours.
Okay, that's good. You'll be all right. 45 hours is good.
Well, I mean, I'm in Oregon, so I mean, the weather's fucking garbage out here.
It's
I was going to crush it this summer. What would you say is like, I'm going to do as much as possible. What would you say is like a decent amount before going like 100 and something? Or
like if you get to 100, like if you could crush, you got resources to get to 100, then I'm going to tell you all day, right? Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. You don't want to learn bad habits. So you're in Oregon. See if you can find a military flight instructor that's in Oregon. All right. You may have to, where you live in Oregon?
Portland.
Okay. So like I guarantee you in the Tacoma area, in some of the flight schools, there's probably 3 or 4 military flight instructors. I would make it a point. If you're going to go get a bunch of hours, I might go up there for a week at a time, take a tent, find a place to stay, and get hours with a military flight instructor. Because when we had our military flight instructor in Maryland, it was undefeated. Because he's just going to go through every flight that you're going to have in flight school, the procedures, the pre-flight, all of that stuff. And then when you get to flight school, you're just going to be in wash and repeat.
Right. My scholarship only goes towards one flight school out here, but do you have any contact info for him? Because I might be able to
No, he's gone. He's not there
gone.
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not there anymore. But here's what I'm going to tell you. So you got flight school where you're at right now? You got a scholarship to it?
I do.
Okay, so then I would talk to them about it and be like, hey, do we have any military pilots? Have you asked them that question yet?
Yeah, I have. They don't have any.
Okay, so I would get in this military section and ask them that question.
All right, cool.
All good, brother. You in the pilot section, right?
I am. I just haven't seen anybody talk about the new, because they changed pilot training for Air Force.
They changed it for Navy too. Are you in the group chat with Will Ricks?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you got my phone number?
I do.
Send me a text message right now. Tell me you want to be in the group chat with Will Ricks in the aviation WhatsApp group chat.
Get that?
All right. I got it. Okay, I'll send that to you when I get done.
All right, appreciate it, man. Take care.
Good. All right, folks, we open for questions, man. It's Sunday. 45 hours. No, that's just 45 hours of flight time, man. That's all. Would Jesus go Rangers? I don't know, man. I think Jesus is going CIA personally. I think that dude's going CIA. Any tips for weight loss other than Whole30? I'm always so hungry. Nothing helps. I mean, I hate to tell you this, buddy, but that's why you're trying to lose weight. That's why you're trying to lose weight, my dude. Absolutely, that's Will Ricks 08. Absolutely. Yeah, dog, that's the whole reason people are fat, man. They love to eat. I love to eat. Okay? I'm on some new stuff right now. We're going to see how it works out. But yes, Whole30 was the best thing for me. Elimination diet / Whole30. I lost 70 pounds in 6 weeks. It was absolutely insane. Okay? Best state to live in for Red Dawn. Any of the Midwestern states. Just go through them. Corn. If you got cornfields around you, you in the best place you could possibly be for Red Dawn. Okay? Worst places to be for Red Dawn. Any of the coasts, and then down south. Okay? Arkansas, yeah. I mean, I'm just going to tell you, man. Woo, down south going to get a little crazy. Going to get a little crazy down south. The Midwest, you know, people just kind of homely. It's going to be good. You got food. Okay? All right. Sorry about that weight loss, bro. It's hard. It's just part of life, man. Okay? Leafy greens, all the fruits and vegetables. Really, the big one is stay off of no flour, no corn, no dairy. That's really the big three. No dairy, no soda pop, no sugar. Hey, if you cut sugar out your diet, you'll lose an immense amount of weight. Down south, man, crazy, bruh. Just think about who started the Civil War. Down south gonna get a little squirrely. Open water. Yeah, I agree with that one, man. Now, open water is the best. Especially you got a fishing pole. You know how to provide resources. The ocean will provide for you the rest of your life. However, you also got some inclemental climate conditions out there called hurricane. Okay, but you take yourself down there by the equator. You know, the hurricanes don't really hit down south of the equator, so you got some stuff. All right. Closer you are to D.C. and VA, everybody dying. Everybody dying. 70 pounds in 6 weeks. Yeah, it was kind of magic. Yep, absolutely. That pirate lifestyle will take hold again. How good is Chinese military compared to ours, especially in a Taiwan situation? All right. So here's what I'm going to say about Taiwan and China. All right. China's game plan is to overwhelm the United States military with volume of fire. So what's that mean? All right. Let's just take aircraft carrier. All right. Aircraft carrier has a couple Sea Whizzes and a couple other things, but it's big kind of like get blown up and sunk is 2 DDGs, maybe 4 DDGs. I don't know if we have frigates anymore, but we got a couple frigates. And then normally there's one submarine attached directly to the aircraft carrier to prevent it from undersea attack. Okay. So just do the math. 128 cells on the DDG. 128 times 4. Let's just call that 800 missiles roughly. Half of those missiles are probably land attack Tomahawk cruise missiles. So now we have 400 missiles. Okay? For anti-air defense. Anti-air defense, 400 missiles. So if I shoot 600 missiles at the carrier, 200 of those missiles are going to hit the carrier. Because one, they out of Sea Whiz ammunition, and they out of Sea Sparrow. I think it's Mark 6s and Mark 3s are the anti-airs. I just read an article about the other day. They out of missiles. So what's China going to do? We only got 12 aircraft carriers. So China just got a stockpile, a couple 100,000 missiles. And hell, let's shoot 1,000 missiles at the aircraft carrier at one time. Their other game plan is they're going to shoot 50 missiles at a time. Our air defense systems can't handle 50 missiles at a time. I know it can't handle 100. So think about it. They start sinking our aircraft carriers, it's going to get real, real quick. Okay? It's going to get real. Someone asked about the book. It's called 1 Second After. All right? I want to take over Napoleon style. Okay, let me know how that works out. What will happen with the U.S.-Mexican border? I mean, shoot, what do you think is going to happen? I can tell you this. If the power goes off in the United States and we only got 30 million people in the United States, ain't nobody coming to the United States from Nicaragua and down south. People probably going to be going the other way. They're going to be headed to Mexico and they're going to be going down south. Okay? There's going to be a reverse migration. We ain't going to have to worry about the border because everybody going to leave. Okay? And I bet you didn't think about that one. Is someone in the waiting room want to talk? Y'all got questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey, what's... Oh, wait, I'm looking at the screen. Why is this screen up here? All right, I don't know what that is. All right, go ahead. What you got?
All right, so I'll be 17 in a few months, and I'm planning on going Rangers, and I would like to leave as soon as possible, like join as soon as possible.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm willing to take the time to prepare enough, obviously, but I was just wondering, when should I start the process of, enlisting and getting on the Army PDF and all that stuff?
What's your 5 mile time right now, 16-year-old?
Okay, so I tested it. Hold on, I have to shave off time, but right now it's 35 minutes, 44 seconds.
Okay, how much are you running a week?
About 30 miles.
Okay, you'll be all right. You got one more year of school, I take it? You got your senior year?
Actually, so I'm homeschooled, so I can finish a lot quicker. I should be done this year.
When you say this year, what do you mean? December?
Honestly, I don't really know. It's kind of not really they don't really tell you when exactly, but sometime this year is all I know.
Okay, so I would give Staff Sergeant Shell a call. All right.
Okay.
And just start the process now. Because you're gonna go when you turn 17.
August 20th.
Okay, yeah, you ain't gonna leave before then. So you'll be fine. Yeah. Just hit Staff Sergeant Shell up. He graduated from school and he'll get you taken care of. You know where to find him?
Like in one of the rooms or just...
He right over here. This whole recruiting room is his.
Oh, all right. I got you.
And his phone number should be on his profile.
All right.
If you got any problems, just come back. We'll get you set up. But yeah, that's how I would start that process now because you're homeschooled. He'll get you taken care of, get y'all set up, get your ASFAB and all that stuff, or your ASFAB done. And then, the Ranger stuff, you running that fast, you go to basic, they're going to have Ranger volunteers. You just raise your hand.
All right.
Okay, cool.
All right, thank you.
Good stuff. That's what it looked like, folks. 30 miles a week, 35-minute 5 mile. Want to go be an Army Ranger, 16 years old? Let's go. I'm in. Got it. We'll get him hooked up with the other dude so he get there, he know what he's supposed to do. Okay? What about drones? Absolutely, man. You seen what Iran's doing with drones over there?
Hey, Jake.
What you got?
This is Braden Sanders. I'm currently at Army OCS. I was just wondering if you could put me in contact with maybe a recent graduate. We got land nav coming up, and I just wanted someone to talk to before I go in to the Red Diamond course. Did
I not put you in that group?
You did, but the few people I've reached out to haven't responded.
Okay, do this. Send me a question. Send me a text message at about 5 o'clock tonight, and then I'll get you with somebody.
You got it, Jake. Thank you.
All good. Valhalla is rolling, man. Valhalla is rolling. I got to give Valhalla a shout out for getting us to 100,000, getting us this awesome plaque. At some point, I got to redesign this room right here. My man Jamerson saying I need more professional looking podcast room, but we're just coming off a shadow ban by YouTube because we were talking about helping young men out and they didn't like it. So I finally got the whole YouTube channel cleared of all that stuff. We're good. Okay. Thoughts on becoming a dual citizen as an escape plan in case of America's craziness. Okay. So let me just say this, man. I don't care if you got a dual citizenship. The question is, when it happens, how are you going to get out of your city, neighborhood, or area to get to said other country? That's my question. Like you're not going to be able to go to the airport and just get on a plane and go to let's say you got Germany as a second country. Okay? Can you explain that? How you going to get there? I don't know. You're going to get a second citizenship with Brazil? How you going to get there? You ain't going to be able to ride no planes, bro. You ain't going to just get on a damn train and ride the train. Like, I want you guys to understand. I talk about this a lot on Friday, man. Okay? My guess is that you're going to make it about 5 miles. That's for the untrained lay American with very little grit and very little understanding of how shit works. My guess is you're going to make it about 5 miles. Okay? Maybe even less than that. You might not make it out your neighborhood before someone steal all your shit and kill you. Okay? But think about where you going in 5 miles. All right? What is your plan? How are you going to get out of town? Okay? You can only travel at night. You travel in the daytime, you dead. Okay? Can't use no roads. Okay? My man just called in about land navigation. How are you going to walk in the woods if you don't know how to walk in the woods and do land navigation? Do you have maps? Okay? I'll tell you right now, I bought the Randall McNally map it's like a 4-state. It's like Oklahoma, New Mexico, Texas. Might just be Texas. But it's the Randall McNally map that has topography in it. Okay? I got that map. It's in a big waterproof book. Got it. Okay? Because you're not going to be able to look on your phone. Okay? We ain't going to be playing, what's that game where you chase the little animals on your telephone? Pokemon Go? Whatever it's called, where you chasing.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Can't hear you, man.
Oh, man, we're going to have to snipe this dude. All right, I'm going to give him a second. Can you show us your map? It's just a Randall McNally map, man. It's like for a whole state. It's awesome. Thoughts on Mr. Ballin? He killing it, man. Killing it. Do you think Swick will be involved in this war with a maritime interdiction? Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Hey, cyber is probably the best one, man. I'm going to tell you right now, if you got cyber, you just got to go in there and get your stuff done. Get your certificates. Once again, we got a cyber room over here, right? Yeah! Engineering and cyber ran by a bunch of geniuses. So if you got questions, come over here. It's right over here. Get it in. Okay? All right, folks. We're a little slow on YouTube today. We're doing all right. We're a little slow on Discord. So if you got questions on Discord, just raise your hand. Let you in here. It's open season on Sundays. Any question goes.
Yeah, what's up, Jake? This is James. I just wanted to shout out my boys ACB and Yuri. But I was just wondering your opinions on the carnivore diet. So like all meat, nothing else.
I mean, dude, listen. Here's the deal, man. Are you on that Liver King shit?
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, the carnivore diet is solid. It's like Atkins diet. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I couldn't do carnivore diet because I smelled too bad. Like, I really smelled bad, man. I just didn't like it. It made me smell too bad. So, I'm not against the carnivore diet. I'm not for it. I do know a lot of the plants we eat are not healthy for us. Plants evolved over time to survive. So most of the plants we eat got lectins in them. Lectins put holes in our stomach and don't help us. But it's just hard. Like I don't really endorse no diets or nothing like that. It's kind of like I try to stay away from flour, wheat, corn, and sugar the most I can. That's about as good as I can do. But like I'm allergic to the stuff that I really love to eat, like eggs. Eggs kills me, and then like kale kills me. So like on the elimination diet and carnivore diet, like eggs make up a big portion of that, but I can't eat eggs. And I can't eat no pork either. Pork, I'm allergic to pork, which is crazy.
Yeah, no, I've heard of dudes claiming they just got like shredded, like real quick, just eating literally only like meat and chicken, red meat.
So let me ask you this. Are they on gear? Because I would say, like, if you're looking at the Liver King who talked about the carnivore diet and liver and
no,
all
I'm
this.
talking about like people like not like Liver King shredded, like not yeah, no, not on gear, I don't think. But they said they like got in shape quick, just eating only meat.
I mean, they got in gym shape quick. They didn't get in aerobic shape quick.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I guess you got to ask yourself what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I was just curious. But yeah, no, that makes sense.
All good.
All right, thanks, bro.
Later. All right, let's get these hands up. We're going to get up out of here, man. We have a little short one today. No big deal. Utah, peptides, man. I'm on some Retatrutide right now. We're going to see how this stuff goes. I know the first week was kind of fire, and I'm still only at 0.5 milligrams. So, Red Dawn PDF. Woo. Might have to make an app for that. Might have to make a survival app for that. Let me write that down as a solid note right here on my new clean piece of paper. Okay. The Red Dawn app. I actually like
Can
that
you hear
a
me?
lot. Yeah, what's up?
What do you think about like gardening and stuff now that like something like a red dot situation happens?
A what?
Like gardening and hunting and stuff.
Gardening? Like growing your own food?
Yep.
Here's what I'm gonna ask you. How much food have you grown on your own already?
I've been gardening on and off, just growing little stuff like
Okay.
tomatoes and stuff,
Where do you live?
cabbage, and
Where do you live?
in the middle of Alabama.
In the middle of Alabama. Where's the nearest town with a Walmart?
About 15 miles away.
Okay, so you'll be all right gardening where you're at. Okay, now here's the problem you have. Okay, and I want you to think about this because this is a huge problem. You go about gardening. How many people in your family?
4, 5.
5. Okay, so you go about gardening. Okay, I say you got 5 people in your family. Let's say you're gonna plant sweet potatoes, regular potatoes. You're probably gonna need maybe a quarter acre, maybe half an acre of like stuff. Okay. But the one thing you can't do is you can't hide like the fact that you gardening, right? Like you
You can't hide food when people get desperate. They gonna know what's some food at.
They gonna come for you. Okay. So then you got to ask yourself, okay, is 4 people gonna be able to protect our food supply from 400 people? Okay. So that's always I love gardening. Shit, if we were living in a civilized society, you know, if we just had 3 chickens, we could cut out most trash in America. But you're going to be in an anarchical society where people are going to be trying to take everything you got because they're starving to death. Right?
Yep.
And then understand this, the American person right now is lazy. So they'd much rather just come to your house and kill you and take your food instead of
die because they don't know how to take care of it.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. So just understand this. I think, you know, you plant an acre straight of crops, you basically got a flashlight on, a big ass, you know, one of them big ass rotating lights they put in a car dealership telling everybody, hey man, we got food over here. Come get it. So that's my only concern. I love growing food. I just think if it gets shady, man, it's going to get shady everywhere. So
yeah, and then you got to worry about people going from large areas like Birmingham and places like that, leaving those cities to go to rural areas to get food.
They ain't going. They ain't nobody gonna make they're only gonna make it like. You ain't got nothing to worry about them coming that far. You're gonna have to. I'll tell you what you're gonna have to worry about more. One of your neighbors setting up on you with a 308 sniper rifle and shooting all 4 or 5 of you from the woods from 200 yards, and you're never gonna see them. That's your biggest
you're talking
concern.
about like family. It's probably around like cousins and stuff that will help. probably around like 100, 150. My grandparents had 20 kids.
Okay. Do they all live
Yeah.
in your area?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay. So here's what I would say. You need to have a family meeting and make sure you have an organized militia, and you need to cordon off, right? Maybe 2 or 3 acres, and make sure you
Yep.
got defenses and you got a watch on them walls, and then you stay inside of them. Try to make sure you got a creek, but understand this: I could poison the creek upstream. You drinking the water, I could poison the whole crew, right?
Yeah.
You know. And here's the thing: there's always somebody bigger and badder. So if you set up a big ass compound, you chop down some trees, you make some barriers. Let's say you got 10 people on watch out of 100 at all times. You got a quick reaction force of another 30 men that can show up with guns to do some fighting. What happens when the dude in outside of damn Birmingham finds out, man, there's a whole encampment over there, 100 dudes. They must have some good stuff in there. And they show
Or
up
the
with,
government.
well, the government, I mean, yeah, the government could show up, but like, I'd be more worried about the militia that has 1,000 people and some tanks that they've commandeered.
And some
Right.
tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Or they show up with mortars.
Yeah, because
Right.
where we would go, it's a small family property, like a homestead site, and it's like a cleared off 10-acre patch in the middle of
Yep.
about a quarter deep, a quarter mile off into the woods.
Yep. And I would
Yeah.
tell you, you're going to have to cut down all them trees. You want clear lanes of fire. Right? I'd
Yeah.
rather be out in the middle of a field where people got to come across 200-300 yards of open field than I ever would want to be trying to hide up in the woods. All right?
Yeah.
Other thing I'm going to tell you is you better have some secondary and tertiary plans to deal with people that are getting on your property, right? Like I got a solid one. So, you know, where are they going to hide? And then how can I make them go away when they're hiding in that place? Does that make sense?
Yeah, because people never really think about things like this until it happens. But now could happen.
Yeah, it's getting. I know this. They asked about it on Friday. Why am I talking like this? And I said, man, if you listen to the vet community, everybody's getting a little agitated. Everybody feels so. It's a feeling we get. Okay, the feeling ain't good right now. It's not good. So, and if it happens, you know, I tell everybody, man, the dog, like one calendar year, 365 days, America's gonna go from 350 million people to 300. I mean to 30.
Yeah.
To
And
30
me
million
being a
people.
17-year-old, people don't listen, but I'm like, y'all need to watch America. People, we're so used to being a country where, no invading force is going to come. Now, they, like you say, if they cripple the naval defenses, spamming missiles and stuff at ships, that's the naval defenses gone.
Gone. Now the
Yeah.
submarines, our submarines are the best in the world. So I'm gonna tell you, I don't think they're gonna be able just to drive a bunch of ships over here and land. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If China, Russia's in a shit mess right now. But if China just decides, you know, we got a problem. I mean, I'm just gonna say this: we got spaceships, man. So I don't see.
Yeah, that golden eye shooting lasers on the earth.
We got all sorts of shit. I'm just gonna say this, man. I'm not worried about an invasion as much as I'm worried about a cyber attack that shuts down our power grid. I think that's far more likely. Or an EMP pulse from space, right? Like, come on,
that's
man.
what I think also. Because that's what I think. I agree with that. If something like that happens, you ain't got to worry about them coming. They're going to let us cripple each other because Americans are going to get desperate. And they're going to start killing and pillaging each other before they even think about coming.
Yep. So think about this, right? Think about they hit an EMP pulse. They don't even have to invade. They just got to wait a year, and we're down to 30%. I mean, we're down to 30 million people. China would decimate 30 million people in 5 weeks, right?
Yep.
So, but, you know, that's just common sense approach. That's not stupid approach, right? Like all these Americans talking about you guys are talking and, you know, it's already here, man. It's already here. But yeah, man, make sure you have a plan with the family, and then make sure you guys got some resources. And then I'll tell you, you know, the biggest thing, everybody's going to say guns and ammo is the biggest thing. My biggest thing is just knowing how to survive. So
Yeah, that's I buy arrows. I buy a lot of arrows because I bow hunt.
Can you make them?
Yeah, I can make them.
Okay. Because that's what I'm going to tell you. Dog, making arrows is the number one thing. Like I talked about this on Friday. I got a bucket of arrows. So when I was a kid, I had 13 arrows. None of them were the same. Every one of them shot different. I got a bucket of arrows with 2 types of arrows. I got like 100 arrows over there. All of them the same, right? But my recurve bow and my long bow, if I got to make arrows, I can make arrows, right? Like,
Can you make bows?
I haven't ever made a bow, but I understand the basic principle of it, so I wouldn't be adverse to trying to make one.
How many pounds is recurve you shoot?
I think it's 60.
Yeah, that's around where mine is.
Yeah, I think it's 60. And then my longbow maybe like 40, 45. Yeah. So somebody asked about crossbow. Problem with a crossbow, you got to have bolts, and bolts are hard to make. Okay.
And then the crossbows, once that line goes down, it's pretty hard to make a new string and stuff, all the inner components on it.
You're not going to fix a crossbow. Yeah. So. All right, brother, good question, man. Shout out to Alabama.
Yep. Y'all still do War Room? Not War Room.
Nah, we're not doing the War Room no more. We started off, I think we started off on a bad foot on the War Room talking about crazy stuff, and they put us in a box, so we couldn't get past 10,000.
Yeah, I think they put it in the conspiracy theorist box. That's what I think they did.
Yeah, too many vets in one place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, Jake.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. Boom. All right, let me get a couple of these questions on YouTube. I'm gonna have to rewatch this. Shout out to Jinx, my man Jinx, taking care of the YouTube chat. Main Interstate. We've had more issues from neighbors than random people that stop at the truck stop. It's unreal. Absolutely. I'm telling your neighbors, bruh, you better have your list of neighbors that you're gonna lay down in the first 10 minutes. Because I know I got my list. Okay. Bad neighbors, man, do bad things. All right. 200 acres in rural Alabama where the Indians used to settle. Running springs and limited roads all day. Okay. 370. I got you. Nah, I just flying the flag upside down, bro. That's how it be. China's already here. All those China. Yeah. Dog, China. Listen, man. China been here. China built a railroad in America. Okay, so those like the fact that China's here. Chinese Americans is as big a part of America as Irish Americans are. Same as all the slaves that came over here. It's America, my friends. Like it's the melting pot of the world. Whole bunch of people flipping dirt, man. Whole bunch of a bolt action in 5.56 is trash. Trash. Hesco barriers. Fort Worth. Hey, shit. Jinx, you better have a plan that involves a helicopter, my dude. Because you ain't getting out of Fort Worth. You in Dallas, you ain't getting out of Dallas. Dallas will be at 5% of the population in 10 days. 10 days, 5% of the population. Okay. What is SHTF? I don't know what that is. Oh, shit hit the fan. Yeah. 22 caliber. Absolutely. Because it pokes holes in people and they still die. Okay. And it doesn't weigh a lot. 40 miles straight in forest or mountain terrain. Just do it. Yeah, the strategy is like be in world-class condition to go ruck 40 miles straight. Like the strategy is to been rucking for a year before you try to go do 40 miles straight. The strategy is to get the Army PDF, get in world-class condition, and push your limits on rucking. Okay? Understand this, they walked across America at 20 miles a day doing all sorts of shit. So I just read something about the legionnaires in the Russian or in the Roman army would sometimes go 60, 70 miles in a day. They were comparing them to the Hun and how far they could travel in a day. Hun were on horseback. They do 100 miles a day pretty easy. Prioritize food and medicine. I would say prioritize food and medicine and water. Why do you say every country except for Israel? I don't understand your question, bruh. What about Israel? What about it? It ain't even really a country, dog. It's like 20 miles by 5 miles. So, like, other than the fact they got a lot of pull because the Jewish people come out of there, I don't know what your question is. So, Sean, ask your question in a better way. I always heard Jake talking about being a survivalist and then watched the video of him farming water in the desert on that show. There's levels to this. Absolutely, bruh. There's levels to this game. My dad was a survivalist, raised me as a survivalist. There's levels to this game. It's full time. Yeah. But it's got to be in Texas, man. Can't work remote. I want you right here in this pool house so that I can answer your questions and work with you. Do you think there will be terrorist attacks by Iran and the United States, and will they start attacking U.S. embassies throughout the world? So I'm just going to say this. My understanding is every base in the Middle East has been hit already. Every base. I'm going to say this. Mossad basically has Iran like totally infiltrated. So I don't know what I'm going to say, but we'll find out, right? Like, we'll find out. If there are going to be terrorist attacks in America, I think they're going to come from Al-Qaeda and roughly 1,500 terrorists that we already have here for the Fatawa attacks that Sarah talked about on Sean Ryan's show. So I think that's a far more likely avenue of terrorist attacks. I said this on Friday. Hey, man, listen, here's the deal. I got some bubbas that work high up in the FBI. They told me if I knew what we stopped on a daily basis, I would move my family out of America tomorrow, okay? So we got a bunch of good guys stopping bad guys every day. Gotta love the fact that we're in America. Gotta love the fact that we're kicking ass. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know this. I'm limiting my family's exposure to big public events. I know that. What do you think about air traffic control in the military? Good. It's really stressful. Okay? Really stressful. A lot of dudes I know that went air traffic control got out of it because they were too stressed out. They lost their minds with a level of stress as an air traffic controller. What do you think about air traffic control? I just answered that. 160 Sore Medic, sure. 357. 357. Hey, I'm just going to tell you, man. So here's my top calibers, okay? You know I rock an AK-47 7.62 by 39. I don't think it's the best caliber because America's 5.56 203. So I should have at least one 203 gun, but I'm sorry, 223, but I don't have any, okay? Don't have anybody. I just don't have none, all right? So my next gun is pistol caliber. All my pistols are in 9mm, okay? I do have a couple 22 caliber pistols that will be floating with me, and I definitely have 22 caliber rifles that will be floating with me. But 22 caliber, 9mm, 223, 5.56, those are my three top calibers in America because you're going to be able to find bullets or you're going to be able to shoot people and get bullets, okay? Just remember what I said. If you get in a gunfight, someone gets shot, they're dead. So my number one survival tip is avoid gunfights at all costs. Like, more important than food, water, shelter, like, avoid gunfights at all costs. All right. Shotguns. Yeah, shotguns very limited though, man. You carrying around a lot of weight for not very much impact. Army PDF, all you gotta do in the chat or send me an email at jake.zwig@gmail.com. But in Discord, all you gotta do is put exclamation point Army PDF, exclamation point Navy PDF, all one word. It'll come out. Can you go over a scenario where you live next to a base? All right, let's talk about this. I'm in Military City, San Antonio, Texas. We have Randolph. We have Lackland. We have Fort Sam. We have a big-ass annex over here on the east side. Here's what I'm going to tell you, okay? When the shit goes down, the people on the bases are going to have the exact same problem that the people in the town are going to have, all right? My guess is the militias are going to come to the base to get armored up, okay? So in my opinion, the worst place you could be is on a military base. I don't think the military structure is gonna stand. If it's an EMP pulse and there's no electronics, there's no cars, there's nothing, I just think it's like you get to a military base, like they could probably gonna have a damn martial law, and they're gonna shoot anybody that tries to come on a military base. All right. I don't know if my 100% VA ID card is gonna get me on the military base. I don't know. Okay, might, but there's 500,000 people in San Antonio right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, are 500 people gonna all find their way to the bases? Like, I think that's a bad look. All the bases are in the middle of town. Remember what I said? 5 miles is your travel radius before the untrained dude gets killed. Okay, 5 miles. So I don't like going to bases. So listen, man, I know a lot of y'all want some parenting advice. I'm not giving no parenting advice until my kids are 25 and murdering life. All right? Like, I just not. Because I don't know if I'm doing the right thing at all. I don't. I had no idea. I have an idea. I'm trying to do the best I can. But I'm not going to sit on no pulpit and say that my kids are better than anybody else's kids right now. I'm trying to raise my own kids. I just can't worry about it. Okay? No. So Sean, understand this, man. I don't care what you have in your house in Fort Worth. They're going to come down and burn blocks down. They're going to burn whole city blocks down. So unless you got a way to fight a fire in your house, and 500 rounds ain't going to stop a mob of 5,000 people. Okay? In Katrina, there were mobs of 1,000 people looting. 1,000. Okay? Think about that. 1,000 armed people show up to your house in Fort Worth, Texas, and you're going to be able to defend it? Nah. You can't defend it with a belt-fed machine gun. Okay? Belt-fed machine gun, they're going to overrun that machine gun position. Maybe if you had a flamethrower that was 360 degrees around your house, you had like ports in the ground that you had built, but I guarantee they figure out a way to take that. Okay? You know? I tell everybody that says they're going to hold up in their house and defend their house is idiots. So I spoke at a preppers conference like 15 years ago, and everybody got mad at me because I said, all you shelter-in-place guys are dead. No, I got a bunker at my house. I'm like, what's your bunker going to do against smoke? Right? Like I'm going to burn you out of that bunker. Burn you straight out of it. Nothing you going to do. I'll go right to your ventilation shaft, pour a bunch of gasoline down it, light it on fire. I'm going to burn you right out of your bunker. Okay? Just how it is. But people don't want to think about that. Okay? Don't want to think about it. All right. Opium production. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, a bunch of people talking about the rifles. Somebody asked me about 5.57. 0.57, ain't nobody gonna have no 0.57s. You're gonna be out of bullets in 2 minutes. Nate got real big, so he doing some really big things. Nate making a ton of money on his lives. So, you know, we just haven't been shooting a lot of content. Really, I got off of YouTube for about 3 months. I got pissed off. Okay. Yeah. Air traffic control. I want to switch jobs to SEALs. Go ahead. Go ahead, my dude. Let me know how that go. With a 5.56 rifle with a 22 conversion wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, I guess. I mean, but you carrying around 2 guns. Like, why don't you just carry around 2 guns? Ruger 1022 don't weigh nothing. Okay, especially if you put plastic hardware on it, it don't weigh. It might only weigh 3 pounds. I'm just trying to get through these questions on YouTube. Favorite brand of knife? I'm gonna say like Spyderco or Benchmade. I got a Benchmade folder that I have, but ain't no such thing as favorite type of knife. Whatever knife is in my hand that I've sharpened is my favorite type of knife. Okay? Like, I'm not a big knife dude. I'm not a big gun dude. I'm just not. Okay? Yeah. We're going to have old people PDF. Absolutely. Someone's asking if we're going to have an old people app. Absolutely. We're going to have a plus 40 PDF. Absolutely. Camp Pendleton's gate was closed. Ham radios. Yeah. So I've got a ham radio. You can get a ham radio for like $50, man. Just make sure you got it wrapped up in a Faraday cage and all that other stuff. Wasn't Delta deployed to Hurricane Katrina? I know my boys were in Hurricane Katrina and they ain't seen no Delta Force people down there. I can tell you that right now. So my 16 and 19-year-old sons have firearm knowledge. You never know if you become disabled or compromised. Everybody know how to shoot in my house, man. Everybody know how to shoot in my house. Everybody. Best idea of survival is running away. Yes, agreed. Key is to blend in and not bring attention to yourself. Okay. Best weapon for home defense. Depends on who has the weapon. Okay. Is it a trained person or an untrained person? My wife is somewhat trained. She got a shotty. Okay. 18 rounds in my shotgun. 1 1/4 inch shells. The little home protection bad boys that do work. Okay. Me, myself, I got a different firearm for home protection. Okay. So I recommend for a female in the house, a shotgun, shelter in place. If that door moves, blow a hole in the door. Okay. Somebody asked me why I stop doing. What's your morning routine? Morning routine's easy, man. I get up, I drink some water, I cook breakfast for the kids, and then I go on my walk. I come back, I get started on my day, and I pick my kid up from school. I finish my day, and then that's about it. Do whatever I want. Pull markers of trail and leave. Oh, someone asked me about your boy, one-eyed pirate dude. Okay, listen, man. If you've been following one-eyed pirate dude for the last year, there's no question he was gonna lose. He drunk, and he said the craziest shit in the world on Twitter, like he was a made man. My man Dan Crenshaw been in fights with everybody. All he do is get in fights with people. Okay? I know somebody that got asked to try to help him out, and that dude was like, "Nah, I can't help you out, man. I can't help you out. I need your phone. You want help? Give me your phone right now so that you can't send no more crazy ass messages." Yeah, Dan Crenshaw did himself in, man. He got blown up. He got blown up. Just how it is. That's my Dan Crenshaw rebuttal. Watch, Dan gonna come sue me. Because he's suing everybody else, so he gonna come sue me too. Not a lot of civilians have night vision. I'm gonna tell you this. There's more civilians than you think got night vision and thermal. Mark 4 with a suppressor. Okay, great. Suppressor. Okay. Sean Ryan. Yeah, tell Sean Ryan I come do a podcast with him. AK-47 with a suppressor. All right, great. Are the Marines really that racist? In the officer ranks, absolutely. The Marine Corps got some issues. Air Force got some issues. Everybody got some issues, but they really got some issues in the officer ranks in the Marine Corps. All right, so this is what I'm talking about, bro. This is what I'm talking about. This is why we know people ain't gonna survive when the shit hits the fan. My man has listed a pistol, a shotgun, and an OG Xbox 360. OG Xbox 360. And a hamster generating power. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Blackwater was in Katrina. They were there. 1022. Concealed carry every day. I got a real gun, but I'm gonna get a 43X. Google garbage ghillie suit. Absolutely. Fire. Okay, fire. James Capers getting a Medal of Honor. That's a good one. James Capers is getting a Medal of Honor. Fire. Dude should have had the Medal of Honor like 8 times. Shout out to my man Ruben at Triple Nickel, because I know he was a big guy pushing for James Capers to get the Medal of Honor, man. Absolutely phenomenal deal. What? Hey, Jake, I'm in a city, India, and I have to go to the res and participate. I'm a city Indian. Okay, I got you. Do you think Indian tribes have a good shot for survival? You tell me, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know a lot about the Indian res culture other than they drink a lot of alcohol and they don't have a job. Okay, and the reservations are really poor with low aspirations. Okay, but you ask yourself, how many people on your res can survive without Walmart? That's what ask yourself. If they can all survive without Walmart, then shit, the res ain't gonna be no different than anywhere else. You're gonna have a bunch of bad people on the res doing stuff. Okay? Yeah, man. I just think it's gonna be crazy. Yeah. Your boy One-Eyed Jack got killed. He lost by like 20%. Lost the election. If it came down to it, would you go to cannibalism? I don't know what you're talking about. It ain't gonna come down to that from my family. As long as I'm alive, we ain't never gonna have to juice up some people. Now I might be selling some jerky. I might be selling some off-white jerky meat, but I'm not gonna be eating it. More than likely, I ain't gonna need to. I'm gonna have all the food I can eat for the most part. Raccoons, squirrels, deer, possums, like all that stuff, dog. I know how to trap I'd be so full of food I wouldn't know what to do, man. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna have a food problem. If we have anything of a problem, it's gonna be movement problem. Like where can we get to somewhere? But food ain't gonna be no issue, man. Coyotes, raccoon, whatever is walking around is getting eaten. Before I start eating people, I probably, that's a good idea though. Selling a little two-legged jerky. What are we gonna call our jerky brand during Armageddon? Okay, someone give me a good name for people jerky. I like two-legged jerky. Maybe it's that big toe jerky. I don't know. We got to think about that. That's a good branding product. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if we're going to lose, 300 million people, I mean, every average person probably weigh at least 175 pounds. Shit, we're talking about enough jerky to feed the world. So I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind for a survival marketing plan. Two-legged jerky. Yeah, we got different flavors, right? We got African style. We got Irish style. Okay, that's a little foul, man. We get a little crazy. But I'm just telling you, man. Two-legged jerky. If they got Jack Link's jerky, we could definitely have two-legged jerky, man. So, hey, I bet y'all be getting some good money for it. Although we wouldn't be trading money, we'd probably be trading whatever. But once again, I'm limited in my contact with people. You ain't going to find me when this shit go down. I'm gone. Best languages learned for business opportunities. I don't know, man. I feel like with AI, language skills are going away, man. You just put that little bug in your ear, you pretty much know everything, okay? Got a FLIR. Yup. Forward looking infrared. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Jenks. Too much, right? Man, too much. Too much. Nah, not champions for life. I like two-leg jerky. Two-leg. All right, y'all. Let's see what else we got in the chat. We got any more questions over here in Discord? Y'all got any more straggler questions? We're going to wrap this bad boy up. Get up out of here. Hannibal jerky. Nah, I don't know about Hannibal jerky. I like two-legged. Stinking leg jerky. Ah, there we go. Someone says stinking leg jerky. Absolutely, man. Listen, I'm gonna give a plug for two-legged jerky. Should the shit go down, hey man, I'm not gonna be a cannibal, but I'm gonna give a shout out to the two-leg jerky brand. We'll leave y'all with that. Hey, everybody, make sure you're observant. Make sure you're looking where you're going. Get your eyes out of that phone walking down the road. When it happens, run, okay? Active shooters shooting moving targets, 3%. Active shooters shooting stationary targets, a lot higher. Run. Cover to cover. I'm up. They see me. I'm down. I'm gone. Okay? Make sure you got a plan, folks. Other than that, make sure you're getting better. Make sure everything's happening right. Make sure you got a plan with your family. And then let's just get going. All right, y'all. We'll be back on Wednesday for Discord. Love all y'all. Let's get it. It's Sunday. We got a question in Discord, man. Got a question in Discord. I'm going to cut some trees down. All right, what's your question?
As a closing question, it's like someone graduating high school this year, going to college after the summer. What do you think people should do if they're like going to big universities like the one I'm going to? Alabama is one of the largest in the country, population wise.
Yeah.
How do you think they should navigate a SHTF situation or a bad situation?
So that's an easy one, man. That's an easy one. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Okay. You need a plan to get from that university to your house. Okay. And in my mind, I'm going to say this, I'm going to have a GPS watch, I'm going to have a compass, and I'm going to have a map. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that map and I'm going to have a plan of how I can walk back to my house. How far you live from Alabama?
About 60 miles.
Okay. So you're talking about, let's just say on a good day, let's say you can go 6 miles a night. You ain't traveling during the day. Okay. So 60 miles. All right. Hang on. Let's do this. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I was going to pull it up on, so I can't even talk about my number one mode of transportation because I don't want my number one mode of transportation to be out there. But what I'm going to say is figure out how you're going to get from Alabama to back home, even if it takes you 6 days.
Right.
Does that make sense? Because I'm going to tell you like this. The worst place you could be is at Alabama with 60,000 people between the ages of 18 and 23.
Yeah. I don't mean to sound like a know-it-all, but most of the people there are like not really very savvy when it comes to surviving or street savvy or anything like that.
Nobody is savvy right now in America. Nobody. Don't matter if they're at the University of Alabama or they live in Memphis. You know, I bet you, I put this challenge out there, okay? I give everybody 3 matches, okay? I'll bet you $1,000 if I got 1,000 people with 3 matches and no paper, no accelerant, that you might have 5 fires out of 1,000 people with 3 matches. And if I bring that total down to 1 match, I bet you we would go. I'll say maybe we have 20 fires out of 1,000. If I bring that down to 1 match, we have less than 5 fires out of 1,000 people. And I wouldn't be surprised if in 1,000 people, we go and just pick up 1,000 random people off the street in anywhere, they can't make a fire.
Yeah.
So I'll let that be the absolute floor of the challenge. Okay. And I know if you didn't have if I didn't give you a match, there would be 0%. We take 1 million people without a match, and there might be 2 fires out of 1 million people with no matches. So we in America, it's not. Huh?
That's a stark statistic. Maybe because I live in the country and everybody here is like very Appalachian and country.
Okay, so 95% of our population lives on the coast and in a major city. So you in that 5% of the country that live in the country, right? 5% of America lives in the country outside of an urban setting.
Yeah.
So now the best part is all the people in the city gonna kill themselves from the beginning. So absolutely. All right. Let me get these last couple questions on YouTube. I appreciate it, man.
All right.
Third world person in America is going to kill it. Kill it. Seer specialist in the future. Yeah, okay. I mean, whatever. 5 years out, said will not make it 3 years, 8 months. Then had to quarantine 2 weeks, marathon backyard. Walk all the way to a race in U.S. I don't know what that is, man. Dog, I wish y'all would use English on these questions on YouTube, but it was a fire banger. Someone asked a question on Discord. Man, can we get up out of here? Manny, what you got? Manny. Did he come in here? Manny. All right, someone asked me a question on YouTube. Yeah, woodland firefighter is good for grit. Hey, man, join all the programs you can join on survival, man. Even if you just take a little 3-day survival course, it'll kind of change the way you think, open up your eyes so that you can see what's important. All right, y'all. Wait, did he raise his hand again? Raise his hand again. Hello? I'm going to finish my lunch. Pellet gun. Pellet gun is, what's up?
Hey, Jake, this is Manny, all the way from Florida. How you doing, sir?
Good. This is Jake, all the way from Texas. What's happening?
Hey, sir, thanks for all you do. Shout out to all your programs. They're amazing.
Appreciate it, brother.
I've been following your Army PDF. I signed up with Mr. John Sweet for the 14 social athlete for Special Forces.
Yeah.
So I'll be attending the challenge day.
Okay.
Wish me luck.
Yeah, you don't need luck. You need preparation, bro.
Well, yeah, of course. I'll be prepared.
Yeah, you need preparation. Luck ain't going to help you at SOCOM athlete. Only preparation will. Right?
All right, sir.
All right, man, good luck.
Your program is great.
You killing it? What's your 5-mile time?
Yes, sir. Right now, 34.
Okay, that's not bad. You'll be okay. You'll do good. 34-minute 5-mile. You'll be okay.
All right, awesome, sir. Yep.
Hey, come back on. Tell us how you did, man.
Will do, sir. Thank you for your help.
All good, man. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. We out of here. Before anybody else can raise their hand, we gone.